Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got two maps. Neither one of them are gonna tick those boxes for you that really want the polished, finished, full, outstanding extravaganza of an experience of a map. At the end of the day though, does it really matter? All we want is somewhere interesting to build and that isn't broken and doesn't suck. Neither of today's maps are broken or suck, and they're both made by big fans and channel supporters. So thanks guys, I'm really looking forward to both of these today. Especially the second one, which is more to my personal taste. But the first one has got loads of buildable space, which is more to everybody's taste. So I think we're in for a win. But before we have any winning, I've got some work for you to do. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for that support. Today's first map is Graham, Texas by icantthinkofaname. And yes, a real life location. We're off to Texas, and if we're in Texas, we expect it to be a little bit disinteresting, don't we? Because I can't think of any really interesting features from Texas. There's your start square. It's going to be Grid City, isn't it? Well, it's going to be Grid City, isn't it? There's your terrain heights from real life location. Feels very nice. Resources are strong in small blotches, and that works very nicely, I would say, for a vanilla play, so good for that. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, a couple of big lakes up there. There's a river as well, but salmon and anchovies mostly. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Other than that, nothing. Really, nothing. The recommendation is for the Stray Cats Territory Plains theme. We're using the realistic 1.2 LUT. Nicely written description, of course, a nicely written description. What more can you ask? Other information, nothing else to add, really. I like that. Yeah, other information. Yeah, you got everything you need. But I'm going to make a paragraph of it, so it's just good. It's all good. Anyway, national roads, okay? And that's important information for those of you that want big highways because you're building big cities and stuff. And the thing is, these big cities, the traffic's going to arrive, and if you can slow down the arrival of the traffic by having them coming in single lanes, and then that can help alleviate a little bit. I mean, you're going to use other skills and strategies as well, but the old death waves. Instead of having 1 million people arrive all at once and then die all at the same time, you have 1 million people arrive over a slower period, and national roads can help for that. Now the layout with the networking, there we go. The layout with the networking, I'm guessing is from a real life. I haven't accurately followed. I've been down to Google Earth for one particular reason. There was one thing that niggled me with this map. And it doesn't niggle me anymore because I've seen it in real life, and I actually can justify the way that I can't think of a name has done this. And I sit and applaud you for your decision making. Again, there's going to be a few people out there who want all the bells and whistles or want perfection or want it. No, I think you've done the right thing. I think you have. But there are going to be people that will mark you down for it. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. And so I think you did the right thing. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. In terms of the networking, I'm imagining it's pretty close to accurate. I'm pretty close. I mean, I imagine this bridge goes over a road here, and it feels believable. It feels realistic. If I hadn't had a look at the area at all, I would assume this was an accurate representation of the area. And having had a look down, top-down view, it looks at least close to accurate, at least. Which I guess is good enough for somebody who wants to recreate the area of Graham in Texas. Can't imagine there's that many people. maybe the residents. How many Cities Skylines play? If you're from Graham in Texas and you play Cities Skylines, please let me know in the comments right now. I don't expect it's going to be the longest list. Anyway, plenty of buildable space and all set for a grid city. I mean, you don't have to grid city it, of course you don't, but you can. Now, the one thing you will get, of course, with national roads, you'll get little traffic bottles like this one where traffic's crossing across each other and whatever. As a city builder, that is for you to fix. But it's something to bear in mind that even now, with a couple of level crossings in there as well, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. But that said, I think there are solutions to be had there. And as a city builder, they won't be too difficult to put into place. Just down past there, everybody's favourite factory. That's there for the BonBonB bingo players. Link is in the description, of course. And then the rail. Well, the rail is going to do basically what you expect it to do, and that is avoid all the mountains, follow a sensible route, and not have any trees growing on it. And please note, no trees on the roads and no trees on the rail, which we've seen it's happen so often to some of the best as well. So to actually see a map without any at all is a definite blessing. But yet, I think this map has been done in a style that's going to suit for a lot of people. You know, you're not always after like that fully polished experience, because at the end of the day, you just want to start building, don't you? And then you get any area you're not happy with, you're going to come and tidy up yourself, surely. Oh, I've just seen a funny image in the road layouts there, but I'm not going to show it to you. I don't know if you can see. Oh, I'll tell you. Can you see the bloke and his bum? Can you see a bloke and his bum? I just saw that. It won't go away now. Anyway, no shipping routes. A couple of air routes that swish whoosh across the map like so. And then, of course, we're going to want to know about water flow in the start square. Where is the start square? Here we go. I found the start square. We have this little river. It's not very strong. It's not very fast flowing. It's a little bit concerning to me. But we have an oxbow lake in the area as well. So you could pump from one and draw into the other if you really need to do that. I would recommend on a Texas map. Come on. Water towers. Come on. Obviously. Because the spawn point there isn't very hearty. If you're pumping sewage into that, I think you might have an overflow situation. So be very careful. You'll find a way. I know you will find a way. Because you are skilled. You are beautiful. Of course you are. Look at you. Look at you. Oh, man. I'm so jealous. Back down to ground level. Over here, it's just a bit scrublandy. It's foresty. There's a bit of a mix of trees. There's no real variation. It does what it needs to do, really. It's just... and it's consistent across the map. Consistent and slightly varied. I mean, it's okay. Big old lakes, liking the shapes of the lakes. Good location to do for these two lakes. Loving them. I'm guessing they are reservoirs rather than lakes, actually. The clues are there. I can see the clues. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Credible work. Now, we do have plenty of buildable space. There, look at that. Those fields there. And drawn out beautifully for that as well. Now, we do have this road here. This road's going to follow a very interesting route. Or, sorry, talking about an American map. Route. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's just the worst pronunciation of route. Anyway, that's got a little loop back for the old crazy tourists. I know there's a mod to prevent this from happening, but it's not listed on the map, nor should it be, really. But I thought I'd just show you that. It's also in the shape of a P, which should, prompt me to recommend you to go and take a little look at my Patreon page. Off you go. Time to become a channel supporter right now, because 2023 things are changing big time, and you'll get so much more by being a channel supporter. Just $2 a month. That's all it is. And I promise you, if you're a huge fan of the show, you will need to be a member next year. Oh, you don't need to be, but yeah. There will still be lots of goodies. Anyway, following this road stroke path down this way, it cuts down through the natural watercourse. I really like this. That makes a load of sense. Goes down underneath the bridge there. Joins up with a little link up there. And it's going to find its way down to the river eventually. But just look at the route that it takes. That is very nice indeed. I buy that. I absolutely, I'm just surprised by it as well. I don't know if it's there in real life. I'm assuming it is, but here's where it would come through, where in the wet seasons. But if it's not there in real life, I buy into that as a creative addition to the map. Very nice. Now these aren't here in real life. These are obviously wind turbines, but on this area up here, there's definitely some kind of power station from what I can tell on Google. So yeah, we're talking about burning off the fossil fuels power station. But so we have the power station. Then we have these power lines. Now look at the clearing. This is the thing I went to check Google Earth for. Look at how wide this clearing is. I understand not wanting things to fall on the power lines, but this is too wide. Okay. Being down and had a look. These power lines are 4 lanes wide. Now, I can't think of a name that's chosen to go with 1 lane wide, and I suspect that's to save on nodes and segments, which on a map like this, you don't need it to be 4 lanes wide, do you? If you want it 4 lanes wide, you can add them yourself, and this is just saving nodes and segments for the actual city builder, which on this particular map, on another map, I'd be moaning about this one. On this particular map, this particular style, that's how I think it should be. But what do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But make sure you're voting on I Can't Think of a Name's Graham, Texas. But what do I think of Graham, Texas? Well, I'm sure the town is lovely. But the map is fine. It's one of these maps that just ticks all of the boxes without really shining. So aesthetically, it looks like the area. It looks like the area. There's nothing really to bring it down, but there's nothing really to pick it up either. I think we've got to go medium high 3 stars. Yeah. In terms of detailing, again, nothing much wrong with it. The networking is very lovely. There's nothing really, again, to make you scream. It's got to have a 4-star BonBonB. So again, I'm going to go for a medium high 3. 3 is the pass mark. If you're getting 3 stars, that is more than good enough. As for gameplay potential, I think if you want to recreate Graham, this is absolutely perfection. But for most people, I think it's just more than adequate. And is it 4 stars? Very nearly. Very nearly 4 stars. Graham, Texas by I Can't Think of a Name. That is an absolute beaut of a map. The perfect map for what it needs to be. Well done, I Can't Think of a Name. Now, a map that I kind of prefer a little bit. And when I say I slightly prefer it, it's because imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And there are a few things in this map that are going to remind you a little bit of Bonbon Island. So, yeah, I'll take that. Now, the light settings at the moment are not right. Well, they are right. They're my standard Watch map base settings that I use for every review unless told otherwise. But as you'll see from the screenshots, or the thumbnail, it's really dull. So when we get to the flyover, I'll have the light settings pumped up a little bit more than I would do normally because it was so far from what you can see there. It's Buster's Bounty by Dolomitedave. Dolomitedave, big fan of the show. Dolomitedave, I'm a big fan of you. It's a love fest today. Well, let's have a little look at that start square. Start square again will be brighter when we get down there. It's fine. It's fine. We've got water, we've got highways and stuff. Terrain heights, there's more buildable space on there than you can really tell, actually. Then resources are good and strong and blotchy, and I like the blotchiness of them. They're pretty. It's pretty in this view. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, well, it's not always about the fishing. It's not really inspiring for fishing, but it's still fishy, okay? It's a fishy map. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, guess what? It's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. There is a one-click collection with 19 items in it. We'll have a look at the moment. Now, they spent months building a map and it broke. These things happen. Horrible. So they built this in a day. Hooray! Oh, look. BonBonB, did you move my pawn to e4? I fell asleep. Yes, there's a little in-joke for those of you that are watching the live stream where we weren't playing chess at all. The rest of you we'll find out later on what all that was about. Anyway, here's your one-click collection. Intersection marking tool is in operation, of course. We've got Move It there as well. I don't know why we need Move It. Anyway, we're using Thing Mixer 2, which I'll talk about the breakdown of that in a moment. Now, we have road and rail right beside each other, and we are not at the edge of the map. Now, because we're not at the edge of the map and we're moving towards the edge of the map, I'll do things backwards. We'll start with the rail, okay? We'll switch to the roads about halfway down. So anyway, the thing mix, the Buster's Bounty thing mix, we have... Oh, and apologies, I am really wheezing very badly at the moment, but I've been coughing and coughing and coughing. I can't it's just not clearing. That like that. And so, yeah, if the wheezing and if I'm coughing and spluttering, I apologise. I'm fine, it's just asthma. It's just asthma. One day, just asthma would kill me. But hopefully that's not today. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time doing this. Anyway, the Bounty theme mix is Laviante, Montebello, Regular Temperate, the Switzerland theme, the Temperate Coast theme, and the Laviante 2.0 LUT. And there you go. That's what brings this. And of course, I have pumped up Ultimate Eye Candy and Relight as well. In fact, Relight's now at its maximum. Now, I still don't think it quite matches the screenshots, but it's still... It's way closer. It's way closer than that real dullness that we had. And my base settings are still designed to make things pop. And on most maps, they pop enough anyway. And then on other maps, and I know there are top creators gone, you bleached my map, BonBon. Yeah, that's because I'm using my base settings, which work for most maps. Okay, so anyway, on today's map, they really didn't. It was so far off that I needed to make some tweaks. Anyway, the rail, I mean, this is a map that's got rail and roads running across it in sensible kind of fashions. It just adds connections across the map. And this the rail does what it's kind of intended to do. Then we come down into this area here where you have roads and rail interplaying with each other. So maybe we should be switching across to the roads in this area. Oh, hang on, this looks a bit low. No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's definitely donut proof, without question. Anybody watching this going, what's he talking donut proof? Yes, only Cities Skylines players will understand the donut proof. Anyway, we have road over rail here. Again, it feels very natural, and that is definitely high enough as well. Not cutting through any of the wires there. And again, we're alongside the road, so I'm thinking at some point around about here we should be switching away from the rail onto the road. I mean, look at the buildable space here. I know from top down it doesn't look like there's much buildable space, but look at this. Look at this. Plenty of space. It's a good 25 tile play, this one, I would say. You don't need the 81 tile mod on this one. 25 tile, unlock all, have lots of fun. I think you will. Certainly more buildable space than I have on BonBon Island. Anyway, that's a nice start intersection, just splitting things off from the off if that's what you want to do. And then we have the tunnels which are going to lead us off to the ugly edge of map connection, because ugly edge of map connections, which they do say in the description, don't exist. And that's because they don't. They're not hidden anywhere. They're not hidden anywhere over there. There's no little islands over there or there or there. And this is one of the imitations, this is the sincerest form of flattery things about the map. Have a look at these, everybody's favourite factories, all 4 of them. I'm going to use Move It. See, didn't need Move It after all. Thanks for that dolomite. Move them over there. And the edge maps connections have been dragged in to the under here. And that's fine. That's fine because I did something very similar. I did something very similar, and if that's inspired you to do that, I will take 1 star of yours for me. Thank you very much. Because my map was underrated. My map was underrated by you guys. Dang you. Dang you. I deserve better. I deserve so much better. Shipping routes. Hang on a second. I need to move it shut. Oh, that's fire. Hang on a second. Hang on a minute. Hang on. There you go. I'm all fingers and thumbs. Right, so we've got shipping routes. We've got a dead-end shipping route up there. That comes around this way. And again, this is very similar and akin to BonBon Island, where we have a couple of shipping routes that just dead-end, so you don't have through traffic. and then traffic. The shipping route here kind of follows the shape of the island a little bit too much, especially around that bump there. I think I would like it a little bit further out to sea, just a little bit. If I'm going to be too picky about these things. And hey, listen, if it's about me being picky, you're on the right show. Now come down here, water in the start square. If I can find the start square, I can't really see the start. Hang on a second. There it is. I found it. If you can't find it, switch back to regular view. Now here we have no problems at all. We have a lake on the left where you can pump and draw into that lake, or pump or draw, and then do the opposite into the sewage river. There we go. That will be fine. One way or another, you're gonna have no problems if you want to pump and draw. So again, all credit to dolomitedave. This was built in a day, and they've done a great job for a day's. In fact, I don't believe this is done in a day, because look at the shape of these mountains. Just look at how well done they are. Now I'm going to say that the theme, I don't know if the theme of the cliff texture really works for me, because I like see these gouges going down here, these cracks, geological cracks. Here they run on an angle, and because of the shape of the texture will always print in the same direction, won't it? So what you have there is that way. Similar sort of shape on that rock face there. Again, I'm loving the shapes of the mountains. It's just I'm not sure that the theme works. Oh, and sandy beaches. It's definitely a sandy beach kind of map. Another stunning mountain over here. Now, if we have a little look at here we go. The texture over here, you can see it running completely horizontally. So geologically, it kind of is a bit weird there. I mean, how did this island form and all that kind of thing? Plenty of buildable space. I mean, I'm just being picky because I've got to talk about something. While I can talk, still wheezing. I am here. I'm just trying not to die on you today. It's just going to be... Imagine somebody uploading the show as I cark it. Looking for more of these textures here. Textures here are completely vertical. I mean, I love them here. I think that's a stunning look. But geologically, I just don't know. And on the other side, on the angle there. So yes, it's just one of those things that I'm not entirely sure that the cliff texture really does the best for the map. Something more plain, more generic would have been for me. Just for me. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, where would the natural lake be? The natural lake would be naturally here, I feel. Again, is it true to real life? Would you have this much water coming out of it? No, but this is Cities Skylines, and we allow for this because we want it to look nice. Okay, it doesn't always have to look exactly real. And that one works for me absolutely beautifully. I have no complaints about that. And the shape of the island, it fits nicely. It's interesting. It's got some interesting coves and edges and say these cliffs. I mean, over here, we've not even seen this part. Look at the cliffs on this side of this ridge. It's just like so believable. Then you go over the cliffs and it just transitions into this long, slow slope. And look at the seams of trees that we've got over here as well. The shapes of those as well. I think they are so well done. So well done. I'm building this one up. You think it's going to be 555, aren't you? You think it's going to be 555. Well, it might be. Your chance to tell me first. Okay. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But make sure you're voting on Buster's Bounty by dolomitedave. What do I think of it though? Well, design scores good points. Overall shape and so forth score good points. The theme, the cliff textures don't quite work for me, but it still looks very good. I think I've got to go into 4 stars. I would go higher, but of course I have used some custom light settings that don't go with how the map automatically loads in normally. So I can't go higher than a low 4. Detailing. The thing is, whilst I'm singing the praises of the detailing, I kind of want a bit more on this map. And it's built in a day, so given it's built in a day, I mean, yeah. I think I've got to go for a high 3 stars on this one. Everything's in place for it to be a 4-star map. Just want a little bit more. Gameplay potential. For me, easily 5 stars. I think for most people, though, it would struggle to get into 4. So I'm going to go for a very high 3 stars. But for me personally, I'm checking all the bells here. Buster's Bounty by Dolomitedave. I love this. Not quite enough to give it a seal of approval, but then, you know, it wasn't built in a day. So it was built in a day. Sorry, it was built in a day. So yeah, spend 2 days next time, and you'll definitely get it. Oh, I'm so harsh, aren't I? Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. We're at the bottom end of the show now, and if you're still here, you are part of the 20 and out elite. Use that word of the day to prove you are part of that 20 and out elite. Use that in the comments. That's the best place to do it. And I'll be back this weekend with the chart show. Have a great day. See you soon.